actually really excited about this segment in the program. And that's because this Meet Mathematician series is being launched today, live on this IDM event. And so this is very special to me because this is a series that has been born out of the Mathematical Structures Research Group at NETEX. And so today, I am very humbled to be able to be on this platform and interview a mathematician. And so more importantly, I'm happy that it's actually live. So today I'm going to be interviewing Professor of Mathematics, Professor Zurab Janelidze from Stellenbosch University. I'll just tell you very briefly a bit more about his research interests. His research interest lies within the field of categorical algebra, but more generally or widely, category theory, topology, algebra, and logic. He serves on the editorial board of two of the three main international journals in category theory, and is the current president of the South African Mathematical Society. So welcome, Prof. Janelidze. I'm so glad that I'm able to interview you today.
Thank you very much, Serene. Or should I say Dr. Ratala, because you're actually also a mathematician, right?
Yes, indeed.
Is my background visible correctly?
It is indeed, yes, absolutely perfect. And I thought I'll join in and match you too. So thank you once again, as I said, for joining. And I think what I'd like to do is actually ask the burning question. And that is, what influenced you to become a mathematician? So the burning question is, why did you become a mathematician?
The creative process. I enjoy creating something out of almost nothing. But the process itself is what is very enjoyable, and that kind of enjoyment I couldn't find in any other area, the one that I found in creating mathematics.
So where did your love for mathematics actually begin?
I think, well, my father is a mathematician, so I've been exposed to mathematics a lot, and I learned a lot of mathematics from him from early age on. But then the point where the passion was really sparked was when I was working on a project at the end of school. I had to take a part in a research type of competition throughout the country. I'm from Georgia. And a research project I worked on there, I constructed something which later turned out to be an n-dimensional vector space over a two-element field. And that was the process which took several weeks. And it was so deep and so enjoyable that I knew from that time on that that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
I think that's absolutely beautiful. Can you share with the students what it is that you do as a mathematician every day? So what does your tasks on a given day involve?
Well, we are all forced to do things we don't particularly love in everyday life. But when I do have opportunity to do what I really want to do, then that's doing mathematics. And so doing mathematics is a bit different from, for example, what we do at school or even competitions when you have the time limit. Real mathematics begins when you basically forget about time. You don't keep track of time anymore. And you are focused on trying to understand a certain phenomenon. And then you work for hours and hours, but these hours run without you noticing them because you're so much involved and so much love what you're doing. So that's the task that I would describe would be for my perfect day, when I have time to do mathematics all day and maybe sometimes even go into night. Yeah, I would describe that as the day when I want the day to be the way I want it to be. But other times we do other things as well, of course, as everybody else.
Can you share with us perhaps something about one of your mathematical areas of interest, something that makes you happy on your perfect day? What would it be that you would spend time researching?
The area of category theory, it's a branch of mathematics where it's sort of like mathematics of mathematics. You try to understand different phenomenon in different areas of mathematics, but then you also want to connect these phenomenon with similar phenomenon in other areas of mathematics. Looking at some specific mathematical situation, and then you notice some kind of pattern, or maybe some kind of something sparks your emotion, some specific aspect of that situation, and then you go after it and you try to explore where it leads to. And then it's like hiking, where you hike for a long time, and then at some point there is this beautiful view in front of you on the top of the hill that opens up. I think I forgot what the question was.
I just wanted to know a little bit more about what would you be spending time researching on your perfect day?
Yes, so that kind of thing where I take a phenomenon from a specific topic in mathematics, and I try to understand the deeper insight behind it, and then the tools of category theory provide you means for engaging at a deeper level. And then after that, you discover connections with other topics as well that previously you couldn't have predicted that such connections would arise. I cannot be more specific because then we would have to study a lot of mathematics to be more specific.
No, indeed, but it's definitely given us some insight into your process of conducting mathematical research, and I think that's very important. My next question is about the journey to becoming a mathematician. So how did you become a mathematician? What is the educational background that one would require?
I think much more important than educational background is passion, because so we all know that, well, everything requires hard work, right? And including mathematics, but you can't really do hard work if you don't love the thing. So if you don't have strong passion for the subject, you end up minimizing the time you spend with it. And if you only spend the time that you're forced to, perhaps by the school or the university, you will actually not get there. So much more important than education is passion. And education is just like a framework which allows you to express that passion. But sometimes education even could stop you. For example, at school, I must say that I didn't like mathematics at school. In fact, I was doubting that I would actually be interested to do mathematics, because school mathematics for me was very restrictive and very limiting in terms of creativity. So, but then when I worked on that project that I talked about, that I saw what really mathematics is about, that's when I decided, okay, so education at school doesn't define what mathematics is, and I have to find my own mathematics, and each mathematician actually finds their own mathematics. And that journey of finding your own mathematics in the framework, in the educational framework where you are, is, I think, much more important than education itself. But otherwise, the usual education is, of course, you do undergraduate studies, and then you do postgraduate studies, you do PhD, and hopefully after that, you're able to do your own mathematics.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And I think it's very important what you mentioned. It's about curiosity and finding out and investigating things for yourself as well. So seeing that you've gone through this journey on your own, what else would you recommend an aspiring mathematician to perhaps do in order to make their journey a little bit easier in becoming a mathematician? So is there any advice?
When you ask easier in what sense? Because it's not easy.
Oh, certainly not.
It's actually the other way around. It's very difficult, but then you you start to enjoy that difficulty. So the difficulty for you is no longer a difficulty, but it's actually something that sparks your passion and your interest. But then there is also another kind of difficulty, like having a bursary and having a good teacher and so on, these kind of difficulties. And so for that kind of difficulties, what is important is to search, especially to search for other people who share similar passion as you. So for example, it could be your teacher, it could be your school teacher, it could be your friend, it could be someone else. Searching like-minded people, I think, is extremely important, not only at the beginning, but also later on when you're entering into career. You want to be collaborating with other mathematicians who have similar mathematical interests. So that makes life easier when you have found such people. But you don't expect that these people will solve your mathematical problems. So you at the same time, you want to enjoy solving mathematical problems. And so a problem for you shouldn't be a problem anymore. It should be something that excites you.
Exactly. We should be excited by a challenge of being presented with a new problem that will help us discover or learn new things about the unknown.
Yes, but of course, should be is a bad word here. I mean, not everybody will be excited by mathematics. Some will be excited by art, by music, other sciences. So I don't think we should kind of prescribe this as a rule. But I do believe that it's possible to find enjoyment in mathematics, even when your main passion is in something else.
Agreed. Thank you for those sentiments and also for correcting my choice of words. So before we end, do you have any final words that you would like to share with students who would like to pursue a career or the study of mathematics?
I think I would revert back to putting love at the first place, and to be kind of protective of what your heart tells you, because very often you might be in a situation where the environment might be telling you something that goes against your heart, and the important thing there is to persevere. And by searching for like-minded people, then they will then support you to persevere further. So don't abandon the idea that mathematics should be enjoyable. If it is not, it doesn't mean necessarily that something is wrong with your understanding of mathematics. It might be that something is wrong in the system in which you are interacting. And don't be afraid to propose to change the system. I think mathematics is all about discovering new things and making changes. I mean, new things are discovered by the desire to make some change, right? And so fighting for what you believe in, that's the kind of attitude you want to have in order to succeed in mathematics.
Thank you, Prof. Janelidze, for those closing sentiments on love and perseverance in the pursuit of mathematics. So
thank you very much.
Thank you. And so as we wrap up this session on Meet a Mathematician, I would also like to announce that this interview will be available on the NETEX YouTube channel, as well as an interview with Professor Loyiso Nomta, who I had the privilege of interviewing a few days ago. So his Meet a Mathematician interview will be available on the YouTube channel of NETEX on Tuesday morning. So we look forward to engaging with you online, and I hope that we inspire a future generation of mathematicians through all of these initiatives that we will be running. So stay tuned on the YouTube NETEX channel for further initiatives. And so that brings us to the end of the Meet a Mathematician segment, and I thank Professor Zurab Janelidze once again.
Thank you. Bye.